Welcome to the Saturday morning preview show here on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Kerry Pollock, Tam McManus and Alan Ruff join me here this morning. Tam, has it been a long summer? Are you glad to be back?
Yeah, it was a long summer, obviously, spending time with you in Germany. It was even longer. But listen, we had a great time in Germany watching Scotland, but I think getting back to the bread and butter, Scottish football, I can't wait for the kick-off.
If it's going to be a clean slate for the quiz, are you confident this season?
I think I'll pick up as the season goes on. You know, it depends what you're going to hit us with. You know, there's obviously going to be a lot of signing news, but it depends what category we're talking about.
Just to see every week, okay then. Get to a bit of a scattered weekend in terms of games, but today we have Hearts against Rangers. The big news to come out of Rangers, Tam, is of course Philippe Clement has signed a new contract until 2028. Are you surprised with that announcement, or...?
Not really. I think if you're a manager, you want that security. I think there've obviously been talks behind the scenes. Listen, whether Philip signs a 2-year deal or a 12-year deal, that's irrelevant. He's got to win games. You know, it's the old firm. If you're second, you're nowhere, and that's been the case forever. So, listen, he's probably delighted that he's at least got a wee bit more security in case it goes wrong. He's got a massive month coming up, starting with this game against Hearts away, which is going to be tricky, and ending, I think, in September the 1st with Celtic at Parkhead and Champions League qualifiers in between. So big month ahead, and he'll be looking to show that he's worth that new contract.
Absolutely, and 7 or 8 new changes now, Ruffy. Do you see some more comings and goings for them?
Yeah, I think so. I think we all knew at the end of the season there had to be a vast change. You know, you're talking 10 players, 11 players going out the door. He's tried to get most of them out the door. I think the Rangers supporters will be quietly happy that there's a new fresh blood coming in there. There are certain positions they weren't happy with, but we'll have to wait and see how they do. You know, we've said it all along, it doesn't matter who you play with, abroad or at home. You know, when you come into Rangers and Celtic, you've got to produce the goods week in, week out. So the guys that he's brought in will have to do that.
And from a Hearts perspective, Tam, they've held on to Lawrence Shanklin. Did you see him leaving in the summer, perhaps, maybe?
No, I think that he's too expensive for Rangers, and I think that in terms of his contract as well, it's kind of dead money. You know, you're not going to pay £2 and £3 million for somebody you can get for nothing in the summer. I think Hearts have offered him a real, big contract in terms of money. I think that that's a possibility for him to stay at Hearts. He's loved there. He's the main man. I don't think the Rangers thing is going to happen in this window or January. I think it could possibly happen in the end of the season on a free. But it just doesn't strike me as a Philippe Clement player. You see the players that Clement's bringing in, they're all younger and athletic and pacey, and he doesn't fit that category. So I think if Lawrence was to sign, it would maybe be the board that's trying to appease the supporters for mucking up a few things this summer.
All right then, what do you think for this game?
Hard one to call. I'm going to go for 2 each. I think that there's going to be goals in the game. It's difficult for me. I've not seen a lot of either team pre-season, and neither have really been that great in terms of results. Doesn't matter. It all kicks off today, and I think 2 each. I think Shankland will score as well.
All right, Ruffy?
Yeah, like Tam, I think either the two of them haven't been impressive. You know, particularly Hearts. I think some of the results have been relatively poor. I still think Rangers have just got that wee bit too much for Hearts. You know, I know it's at Tynecastle, I know it's a hard place to go to, but I think Rangers will start off with a 2-1 win.
All right then we've got Motherwell against Ross County. Motherwell of course want to get the campaign off to a good start now that Theo Bair has gone, Tam. Will the rest of the team take that burden of scoring the goals? Did they leave it all to the front man last season, do you think? Yeah,
I think they were heavily reliant on Theo Bair at times, and listen, he's gone, those goals are out the team. They've signed a guy from Australia. I can't even pronounce his name, but they've signed him.
It's a long name.
And they'll hope that he comes in. Obviously, Australian football is totally different from Scottish football. Although Scott McDonald come over and done well with Motherwell, maybe they're looking at that chain of thought. But Motherwell, I seen them against Partick Thistle last week, and I thought they were poor. I don't think they had a cutting edge. Ross County have started well in the League Cup campaign. Again, I think the opening day of the season is difficult to call. You've not seen the teams, and teams don't really want to lose. So I'm going to go for another score draw here, 1 each.
All right, okay then. Ross County, they've lost Simon Murray to Dundee. Yeah. 23 goals for them last season, but one team's loss is another's gain.
Yeah, it certainly is. But I think you've got to look at the changes in both teams, and I think Motherwell, between the two of them, have lost the most important players. They've lost Splittle, they've lost Kelly. They've lost the striker. Yeah, they're 3 big places to fill. They were the 3 main men. I don't think any one of the 2 teams will want to have a bad start So like Tam, I think it'll be a draw as well, so I'm going to go one each.
Playing safe this time, okay then. Moving on to tomorrow, we've got a Dundee derby to look forward to, the first one in 2 years' time, and it's a derby that you've scored in.
I have. I've played in two, scored in one and get sent off in the other. So mixed memories of the Dundee derby. I remember, I played at obviously Dens Park and Tannadice. The atmosphere was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was strange that you walked to the game. You used to walk up down the road to Tannadice, or obviously up the road. So no, it was fantastic. Great memories. I'm glad it's back in the top flight. I think that it's two big clubs, and I think that they both need each other in the city. And as you said, it's been a wee while since I've played each other. Probably the first time in a long time Dundee going to a derby as favourites. I think it's always been Dundee United. They've been the stronger club or the higher ranked club. Dundee going to this, I think in good form as well. So I think Dundee can win this game. And again, I think that the goals is very rarely a dull Dundee derby. I think it'll be 2-1 to Dundee.
2-1 Dundee, okay. We saw Dundee impress last season, Ruffy, kind of defy the odds. A lot of people thought maybe it wasn't going to work out for them. But what can we expect to see from Dundee United this season?
Yeah, well, obviously they've got to be better. There was a lot of inconsistency last year. There were times when the manager was under pressure for the supporters. The team wasn't winning games regularly. He'll want to put that to bed, but I think Dundee will build on what they did last year. I was surprised how well Dundee did last year, but I think with the signings that they've done, I think like Tam, I think they're now the superior team, and with the home advantage, isn't it?
No,
is it? Well, that might level it out a wee bit. If it had been at Dens Park, I would have went strongly with Dundee. So now you've told me it's at Tannadice. I don't think Dundee United. All right, you see, you've talked me out of that now. One each.
One each, all right then. St Mirren take on Hibs. A positive result in their European campaign, Tam. 2 back-to-back finishes, top 6. What will their objectives be this time round?
Same again, I think top 6 European football. I think that Stephen Robinson has done a fantastic job there. The other night they were very impressive against Valur. Comfortable win, going into this game full of confidence at home. Fans are right behind the team. The whole town's right behind the team. There's a real buzz about St Mirren at the minute. Hibs, you don't really know what to expect at the minute. Impressive in a couple of the games in the League Cup, lost to Kelty Hearts. I think Hibs need to go and stand up physically to St Mirren. They're a really big side. I noticed that the other night on the TV. They've got big, strong players. They're quick. They're aggressive. And Hibs need to stand up to that. If they do that, they can get a result. If they don't, if they let St Mirren bully them and outmuscle them, then I think they'll get beat. But again, it's a difficult. I'm going to go for a draw again. I think the Hibs are capable of going to St Mirren and getting a draw, and I'll go for a 1 each in this game. 1
each then. Hibs again, we've got David Gray in the managerial seat. Ruffy, is there a certain pressure on him now with the last season not going?
No, I think he's obviously got a lot of credit in the bank, everything he's done at the club, but he will want to go in as a new manager and have Hibs in the top 6. I mean, they can't afford to be in that bottom 6. The new owner's already throwing his tuppence worth in there that he wasn't happy with a couple of things, so you don't want that to manifest, and you don't want that to get worse. So the only way you can stop that is by winning games, But depending if St Mirren came through that game the other night with a clear bill of health, I'm going to go for St Mirren because, like Tam, I think they're really motoring just now and they've made a lot of good signings. So I'm going to go St Mirren 2-1.
2-1. Right, that takes us to Celtic against Kilmarnock. A successful pre-season in the States for Celtic. A bit of activity in the transfer market, but is there still a lot of work to be done, would you say?
I think if you ask any Celtic fan, they'll say yes. I think that obviously they've brought the 2 keepers in, they've brought Bernardo in, but I still think they need to strengthen the forward areas. Adam Ida's been linked heavily all summer. I think that's probably a deal that will go through at some point. I think he's trying to work his ticket at the minute, but I think they need to strengthen the wide areas as well and the middle of the park. So, and a centre half to play, I think, beside Carter Vickers. So I think Celtic are still to do a fair bit of business to get 4 or 5 players in. Whether they do that or not, I don't know, but I think they'll have enough to beat Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock obviously with a long trip to Belgium, disappointing result. I've been in that situation before. You get away from home and you get into Europe and you come back, and especially if you lose the game, you can just feel tired. If you win the game, you're buzzing. They'll be disappointed. Obviously, they're still in Europe. They've got another opportunity, but I don't see them getting into Parkhead. I think that Celtic were really impressive in pre-season against some quality outfits, and I think they'll win this comfortably 3-0. 3-0,
okay. Well, Kilmarnock beat Rangers on the first day last season. They were hoping to cause a bit of upset this time round, Ruffy, and it's not to say they can't.
Yeah, they will, but unfortunately for them, they're not home. You know, they're going to Parkhead, the flag's going to get unfurled, place is going to be bouncing, you know, everything looks as if it's heading Celtic's way. I mean, as Tam said, they need 5 or 6 players for the long term. You know, they don't need them now. When they come out of the weekend, it's going to be the exact same team that won the league. There's not going to be any changes. So that team has proved that on any given day they can beat anybody, in particular at home. I think they'll beat Kilmarnock as well. I think Kilmarnock will be a bit stuffy, but so I'm going to go Celtic 2-0.
2-0. Okay, then Monday night we have St Johnstone against Aberdeen. Jimmy Tilleen holds the reins at Pittodrie. Do you think, Tam, with some new managers in the league, it'll create a wee bit more competitiveness?
Yeah, I think it's always interesting when managers come from abroad. I think obviously we're used to a lot of homegrown managers here, and they tend to do well. You know, it's a lot of foreign managers struggle, I think, with the style of play here. I've seen Aberdeen a couple of times. He's definitely tried to play a different way from they've played previously. You know, they've tried to play a high press and get after teams. St Johnstone, I think they'll be struggling. I think they'll struggle this season. I think they're a wee bit fortunate last season to get out with that playoff game. I don't think they've really strengthened that much. And I think Aberdeen will take a huge support down to Perth, and I think they'll win the game. I'll go for 2-1 to Aberdeen. 2-1
Aberdeen. St Johnstone, a lot of people have counted them out already, roughly, the season not having started yet. Will that suit them to be the underdogs?
Well, that'll be the motivation for the manager to say, look, everybody's writing you off. I mean, we were writing Livingston off nearly every season, so it's now turned on to St Johnstone now, basically because they are down there all the time and they're just dodging the bullet every year. But as Tam says, I haven't been inspired by anything they've brought in, more of what they've lost, you know, and Aberdeen supporters will be demanding that Aberdeen don't go through what they went through last year. They'll want to be up there, top 4, top 5, you know, and I think they'll have to start by going to places like St Johnstone and winning. I think they will win. I'm going to go 2-0 Aberdeen.
2-0 Aberdeen. Right, okay then. This is the first quiz of the season. Are you ready?
Where's everyone? I did it on the computer?
Yep.
I've got mine last night.
This time. Technology. Right, fastest answer 1.
He's been in before me today, so if he starts fast, you've been cheating.
No, excuses already. Right, okay. Question number 1. Lauren Shankland finished last season as top goal scorer. How many goals did he score at the end of the season across all competitions, including international?
Closest?
Internationals as well. Wow.
28.
28. Right.
29.
31. 1-0 Tam, okay.
Normal service is resumed.
Celtic have signed Danish keeper Kasper Schmeichel. From which other
Leicester.
Scottish club did he play for?
Falkirk.
Oh,
Oh no.
I said Leicester. It was
Leicester.
Falkirk.
It was Falkirk.
Did you go that?
Yes.
I played him at Falkirk.
Quite young, he was kind of young.
Played him at
boy,
Falkirk.
1 each, alright then. Third question. Rangers have signed Robin Proper. From which Dutch sides?
FC 20.
2-1.
Say 20 then.
Okay. Who has been announced as Motherwell's captain for the upcoming league campaign?
Paul McGinn.
Very good. That's
3-1.
it's good.
That was good. Final question. Who scored the opening goal for St Mirren in their tie against Valour on Thursday night?
Rooney. I think I got that. No.
Draw. Take a draw.
Take a draw. You're still beat.
I'm quite happy.
I'll take 3-2 rather than 4-1. It's better than 4-1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's.
Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with some more action to look forward to. We'll see you then.